fill news shows up around this time of year. It is for those reasons, again, that we rebroadcast now in its entirety the story of the Tinsel Cat. This reading is our small gift to you and your family this holiday season, and we leave you now with this presentation. Also, our best wishes for a Merry Christmas and our fervent hope that no one ever asks us to rerun this again. One more thing. Hello, boys and girls. This is the story of a big old striped cat named Sonny and his family, the O'Briens of Chicago. One Christmas Eve many years ago, way back in the 70s, an ugly era, kids. Why, we had disco music and gigantic flared bell-bottom pants to go with our shiny polyester shirts with huge collars. No wonder I couldn't get a date back then. But that's another story for another time. Sorry I brought that up. Your Uncle Bob has a few unresolved issues with his inner child. I get distracted sometimes. I'll pick that up later with my therapist. But back to Sonny the cat. At Christmas time, Sonny's humans, Mr. and Mrs. O'Brien, would decorate their tree with dozens and dozens of strands of shiny silver tinsel. Sonny would spend hours sitting and staring at the tinsel as it was delicately placed on the branches of the tall, lovely Christmas pine. Then, on the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, except for Sonny the cat staring at the tinsel, Mr. and Mrs. O'Brien emerged from a long winter's nap and, much to their horror, discovered that there was almost no tinsel left on their lovely Christmas tree. "That's funny," said Mrs. O'Brien with a quizzical look on her face. "What happened to all the shiny silver tinsel?" "Yeah," said Mr. O'Brien, scratching his stomach with one hand as he waved a half-empty beer bottle he was holding in his other hand. "What the—" At that point, Mrs. O'Brien interrupted. "You've been drinking again, haven't you?" After a brief debate about whose family was more dysfunctional, they returned to the topic of the missing tinsel. Where could it have gone? Oh, well, no matter. There was more in a box in the basement. And so, later that evening, the O'Briens gently tossed more shiny silver tinsel on their Christmas tree. And Sonny the cat's green eyes followed every move. Soon, the tree was once again resplendent with tinsel, and the O'Briens, tired from meticulously decorating the tree again, turned in for the evening. Of course, it's possible they were just sleepy because of the emotional turmoil involved when you discuss marital dilemmas like alcohol abuse in families. Tense conversations like that are very stressful, kids, and make you tired, as you'll learn when you grow up. So, the next day, Mr. and Mrs. O'Brien couldn't wait to wake up and see their beautiful Christmas tree on Christmas morning. Stumbling down the hallway from their bedroom, their house slippers made a sliding sound on the wood floors as they shuffled their way into the living room. Then, wiping the sleep from their eyes, they took in the sight of the Christmas tree, and their jaws dropped open as they realized that, once again, most of the tinsel had vanished from the tree. Even Sonny the cat seemed to tilt his head in disbelief. "Well," said Mrs. O'Brien, "I guess this will remain a Christmas mystery." "Bull," said Mr. O'Brien, emitting a belch the likes of which Mrs. O'Brien hadn't heard since their second date. That was when he insisted on having dinner at Mr. Beef. "Kids, those sandwiches are good, but very greasy. Can you say, 'My arteries are feeling bloated and clogged'?" Anyway, with that, Mrs. O'Brien decided to put a bright red bow on Sonny the cat. This was something they did every year on Christmas morning. "We may not have a tree filled with tinsel," said Mrs. O'Brien, "but it just wouldn't be Christmas without Sonny's decoration." And so she placed a bow around his neck, and Sonny scampered away. But not before Mr. O'Brien noticed something peculiar. "Hey, did you see that?" he said, running after Sonny and following him into the room with Sonny's litter box. As Mr. O'Brien disappeared down the hall, his wife heard him yell out the name of the person whose birthday we celebrate on December 25th. Following him into the litter room, what to her wondering eyes did she see? Shiny silver tinsel from one end of Sonny to another. Yes, the mystery was solved, kids. No wonder Sonny always looked so interested in the tinsel. No wonder he was in the tree very long. Boys and girls, if you have a Christmas tree and a kitty like Sonny, and there never seems to be enough tinsel on your tree, check the cat litter. It should be wet or clumpy, maybe even brown and lumpy, but never, ever shiny and silver. Merry Christmas, kids. And if you have a cat, Don't forget to wash your hands after scooping, or you might just come down with a severe case of toxoplasmosis. And we wouldn't want that, would we now?